Hello. I am Aiden Gibson, attending CU Denver in construction management, class of 2026. I'm new to the team, but so far I've learned a lot. Now please welcome our stormwater quality manager, Candice Owen.
All right, someone told me that it would be a good idea to trip as I came up on the stage today. And I thought, I think tripping once in front of 600 people is probably enough for one day. So yeah, I am new to the district. That introduction video was really fun. I've been here for about 3 months. We're gonna switch things up a bit and talk about celebration and celebrating criteria. And I've learned in my life that when good and big things happen, it's important to stop and celebrate. Otherwise, life and work can feel like one big line of tasks to do and complete. And we don't remember the days, right? We remember the moments. And I think it's worth pausing and celebrating the stormwater quality control measure design chapter. It's nationally respected and referenced. And this entire community provided input, and we couldn't have done it without you. So today, I want to celebrate your contributions by highlighting the ways we innovate design through water quality criteria. Okay, we made it. Volume 3, Chapter 4 of the Urban Storm Drainage Criteria Manual dropped in March. And this chapter focuses exclusively on stormwater quality control measures, or SCM, designs for water quality treatment. If you haven't checked it out yet, here's the QR code. Go check it out on the webpage. And this was a substantial update. The last update occurred in 2010, and a lot's happened in 14 years. Some highlights from the update include a reorganization that consolidates information on common components of SCMs, such as forebays and underdrains, into the upfront sections. It also includes guidance on how to assess the site for ability to use infiltration SCMs, and a discussion on how to incorporate community values. In terms of new or updated fact sheets, we combined grass buffers and swells into the receiving pervious area fact sheet, and additionally added manufactured treatment devices, which hadn't formerly been included. They're also called proprietary devices, so hydrodynamic separators and high rate filters and media. If you want to know my sense of humor, this is where it starts. So we made it happen. This criteria is something that I think we should all be proud of. But the definition of we in this presentation is really important. So when I say we, I don't just mean Mile High Flood District. I don't mean our consultant team, which was Right Water, Muller, Stream, W.W. Wheeler and Associates, Advanced Water Resources Engineering, and Creative Civil Solutions. I don't mean just that team. And frankly, I consider myself part of all y'all because I was in your seats for most of this project. But I really mean everyone. And so more on that later. So how do we innovate stormwater quality design and implementation through criteria? I want to use this question as a way to frame what went into the update and acknowledge the contributions from our local and national professional community. So my answer is through research, collaboration, feedback, both giving and receiving feedback, and E&O. First and foremost, we innovate through research. Trying new design methods and better understanding how current designs are functioning was a key component of the criteria update. Local and national research was included with work from so many entities. Work from universities, including the Colorado School of Mines, CU Denver, and CU. Research from local partners, including this infiltration test and a bioretention street planner being conducted by City County of Denver's Dottie, Work with Dottie includes the development of the ultra-urban green infrastructure guidelines, and those are going to be getting another update later this year. So much of what Denver has learned was incorporated in the update, including the max moisture content in media, orifice sizing, treatment trains, and the benefits of a concrete sediment pad. Another research project to highlight is a study of receiving pervious areas, grass buffers and grass swales, conducted by SIMSWA and the Cherry Creek Water Quality Basin Authority, concurrently with the update with the chapter, and this provided helpful information and validated aspects of the RPA in the chapter update. We also learned so much from our own MHFD monitoring and research, which provides us with additional information on things like upturn underdrain elbows to provide better treatment for nutrients at 21st and Iris, or the impacts of disturbance on permeable pavement at the now decommissioned industry site, or information about forebays and flow distribution at River Run, which is shown in the photo. And Brick will expand on some of these concepts during his talk this afternoon. Also related, Brick and others have done great work on Volume 1 runoff chapter updates to provide imperviousness by surface type, leading to more representative runoff values, and also better defining flows related to the water quality event. Additional research on the left is a literature review conducted by Scott Struck at Geosyntech for the district, compiling local and national research on bioretention, which allowed us to update media to optimize infiltration, pollutant removal, and vegetation growth. On the right is the International BMP database, or a screenshot. That is the International Clearinghouse for water quality data related to SCMs. And colleagues from across the nation, including MHFD, contribute monitoring data to the database, and it did inform a number of aspects of the criteria update. We also innovate through collaboration. Design is advanced through having conversations about what's working and what's not, and seeing good SCM designs in the field. We do this through the CASPRM water quality field trips and other field trip opportunities. We do this through conferences and professional meetings like CASPRM's annual meeting, the symposium, CSU's Stormwater Symposium, and recent SCM workshop, shown there on your left, yes, and ASC's EWRI Operations and Maintenance Conference, which just happened. Also through collaboration with groups like the Colorado Stormwater Center, the Colorado Stormwater Council, especially the Post-Construction Committee, Keep It Clean Partnership, and others. But we also collaborate through questions and the experiences you bring to the conversation. And I will say this is probably a peeling the egg moment, to quote Laura. We innovate through, and that's the fun part, right? Getting together and nerding out about this stuff. We also innovate through stakeholder feedback. As a part of the treatment SCM chapter update, Mile High Flood District went through an extensive stakeholder process with 8 meetings and close to 200 attendees. This was during COVID, so the meetings were virtual and the questions were done using an app. You can see there on the left, and real-time responses were recorded. We received 1,200 or so responses between questions posed during the stakeholder meetings and comments made on the draft criteria. And MHFD felt like it was important for commenters to understand how their input had been used, so we responded to every comment and posted that spreadsheet on our website. You can see that on the right, and this spreadsheet is actually back up on the website, so if you use that QR code I provided, you can access that. We received so much valuable and thoughtful feedback from stakeholders, from y'all. A note that stuck out to me from the meetings was the update should be driven by providing the necessary water quality benefit while allowing the designer to have flexibility in design of the SCM, which speaks to this choose your own adventure concept. Other meaningful feedback was related to designing with maintenance in mind, promotion of treatment trains, and feedback on the availability of properly spec'd bioretention media. We had great input from many local governments and entities that I've already mentioned, and additional ones including, and this list is not long enough, so I'm just gonna read it anyway, but I know a number more of you participated. Adams County, Arvada, Aurora, Boulder, CDOT, Lakewood, Longmont, Westminster, I could keep going. Folks from permeable pavement and manufactured treatment device industries, EPA, and consultants, and I'm sure I'm missing others. So I just want to stop and say thank you all. Your input was instrumental in this update. And the feedback continues. This most recent update was a survey MHFD provided to the Stormwater Council members to understand what they think are the biggest education needs with the criteria update. And we had 23 responses, including a number of additional ideas and discussion. And this will be helpful as we move forward. Some of the biggest info we learned was keep it on demand and keep it brief and to the point. I feel like that speaks to 2024. I think it's something that we can do. And that's a great segue into the final way we innovate through education and outreach. By getting designers, reviewers, and local governments on board with updated criteria, we make sure the best SCMs are designed, installed, and maintained. The newly released SCM design workbook assists designers in using the criteria updates and helps them demonstrate they are meeting a water quality standard. And thanks to Derek Rapp for all of his work on this. Thanks to Martin & Martin for providing their campus as a site for our beta testing on the spreadsheet. There on the right, the Colorado Stormwater Center's updated design and design review classes are incorporated both the new criteria and the workbook. We're very appreciative to them for their continued partnership in providing the design resource to Colorado. And as a preview of some of the current and upcoming education and outreach, we have a number of webinars and on-demand content planned to support the update, including training on designing with updated criteria, training on the SCM design workbook, and resources for front-range bioretention media suppliers. I also want to highlight a couple of additional resources to look out for. First, the report on the bioretention study that Brick's going to be speaking about a little later that really helped inform design updates and was just a really interesting deep dive into bioretention. SCM checklist to assist local governments with design, installation, and maintenance of SCMs. And the design review class, which is currently scheduled to be taught again in June, August, and November. I pitched this as a celebration of the criteria and more of a retrospective, but the work we're all doing continues, right? It doesn't stop because a criteria chapter comes out. Research is ongoing at the new CSU Spur campus. There's a Caspen water quality field trip in a couple of weeks on DU's campus, and a number of local governments are updating drainage manuals. Also later this year, MHFD is going to be doing an update on other water quality chapters in Volume 3, including the SCM maintenance chapter. Okay, now my hypothesis is that everyone here had a part in the update, and I want to try that out if you'll help me, because maybe everybody needs to stretch a bit. It's been a while since we had a break. So I want to ask you to stand as you're willing and able, and keep standing if I name a group that you identify with. If you were part of the Volume 3, Chapter 4 update project team, please stand. Woo. All right. So if you attended a workshop, reviewed the chapter, provided feedback or comments at any time in the process, please stand. Come on, y'all. All right. If you participated in research related to the update for water quality, please stand. All right. If you work for or go to or went to a school, one of the municipalities, companies, universities, or organizations I've mentioned, please stand. Oh, come on, y'all. All right, fine. If you're a member of any of the organizations I've mentioned, please stand. Like CASPM. Were you guys paying attention? And finally, if you've attended any of the collaborative events I've mentioned, this is one of them. Please stand. All right, nice. Okay, so it looks like I was right about the we, and it is really all of us. I want to leave you with the idea that we do make it happen, and it is worth celebrating. And let's keep working together to improve design and water quality in the district and beyond. Thank you.